we're nodding into November now. Blimey, the clocks have gone back. Everything is getting darker. The Sebo K1 Airbelt Pet has been fantastic, actually. I've really enjoyed using it. It's done quite well. Let's check the bag hasn't exploded, and then we've got a few tasks to do with the other vacuums. Let's have a look. Yes, hello, my vacuum cleaner chums. How are you today? Yeah, a whole month with a machine that once upon a... a bit of tape stuck there. That wasn't quite as scary as I thought it could be. Yeah, a machine that once upon a time I wanted to buy a brand new one of, and I think I would have made an excellent choice, actually. It's weird. Its airflow isn't roaringly powerful, but it keeps the turbo head spinning. Everything goes up the hose, and it's a very pleasant machine to use. I'm trying to look down the camera to see if I can spot the carbon dust starting to come through this, well, was a brand new Airbelt, and it sort of is. If I just bring this other Sebo Airbelt over, which you'll see soon on the channel, yeah, look, you can see that that's what normally happens. And where I stuffed this full of Miele pre-motor filter, actually, it's caught a lot of the carbon dust. And yeah, it's pretty clean, which is nice, because yeah, they end up like that after a little while. So that's good. Let's start with the tools, and I can get those out of the way. This head is quite nice. This head doesn't spin that fast. It's weird. It doesn't spin that fast, but then it never slows down when you touch the carpet. It just carries on. It's actually quite nice on the hard floor because it's got its rubber blade at the back, and I've been wafting it around, and yeah, I can feel it chip up the bits. They pin back off that and then get pulled into the airflow. So that is nice. I like that. So yeah, I had the turbo head, had a mini turbo head. I used that a couple of times, gave me stairs and whatnot's a good going over. And then I did go and find what I knew I had, the correct colour, if not a little bit used, Sebo Parquet head. But I hadn't fully realised that this had been butchered, amended, improved by taking out the front brushes. So what happens is, when you have this machine on half power, you just come up to do it and it flies into the front, and then this back brush just sweeps everything together. It is lovely. It's very manoeuvrable. It is very filthy though, so it's probably going to need a little bit of a vacuum off and a tidy up. I haven't refurbished this. This didn't come with the machine. Another collector very kindly gave it to me. So yeah, it is lovely. Especially when I figured out that, where is it? It all parks on the back of the machine very nicely. Almost smooth to it, which is, yeah, really, really good. Wand has been a wand. It's a very nice wand. It's a very solid wand. Handle has been nice. This has felt a little bit flimsy at times, but it's never not been pretty decent all round. So that's the tools. They survived, which I would hope that they would, being a Sebo vacuum cleaner. Let's have a look. Oh, I should have got a new bag out. At the bag. I have been able to smell this air freshener quite well the whole month. That's been quite nice. I'm going to take this out. Oh, yeah. That is a nicely packed bag. I say packed. It's not packed, but it's filled itself up. It's at the point where it's filling itself up on the inside, and then it'll start to expand outwards. That's pretty decent. Pop that in there, and yeah, everything else, there isn't any dust inside the machine. Sometimes you will see the very fine, there it is, I was waiting for it to do that, the very fine cloud of dust, and, or, well, I say that right where the bag has been, I guess all the dirt goes straight into there and bounces off. That's had a little bit, and that's a genuine Sebo bag as well. Probably not, I don't know if it's an older style or not. I don't really care because, you know, our standards on this channel are quite low for dust retention. So, we've had worse. I'd say that is perfectly decent. We need to put a new bag in it. I think this might be an older style of bag. This bag actually came with that white Sebo. Got a couple of bags with it, and it is different. There aren't those perforations. I think this one is a newer style one, so there we go. Right, pop this into here. Oh, very specifically. There we are, I think. Tuck that up in there. Oh, no. No, don't. Oh, this is a very thin. There we go. Very thinly. There's no real positive engagement unless this one's a bit broken. There we go. And then you smash it down, and it works. So yeah, very nice indeed. I have used the crevice tool quite a bit. Have always forgotten that it's got an upholstery tool on it, but again, I don't really have much upholstery. It's easy to clean this sofa with the crevice tool, especially if the birds have just put millet all over it, and nothing too serious. So, there is our German vacuum cleaner. Let us actually stay with Germany for the machine that I have chosen for myself to use in November. Ta-da! We are staying with the German theme and going for an AEG. As soon as I put it on the rotation last month and you all didn't vote for it, I decided that I did still want to use it because it is lovely, really. And we used its more modern, same rough design electric cousin before, so why not? It's also a Boggo basic model. We've had a very high spec Sebo K1, that's probably the last spec before they became electronic. So we're now going for plastic ones, and still a very lovely, the Vario 2000 head, which I'm hoping works as well as I remember it did. Don't have any small tools, I haven't got round to that yet, but if we open up the lid, we can see that, yeah, there is a brand new bag fitted, one of the ones that you can buy them on eBay. They come from Germany. They're very cheap, actually. They really do help, because otherwise you have to take out those two bits there so that the door shuts with the HEPA flow bag smashed onto the top of the door. So fantastic. We can pull out our lovely black Legrand plug. There we go. They have these pretty much because they're the only plug I think that would fit in that square socket. Then we best check it still runs. We've armed the nugget. Let us see. Oh yes. Yeah, there we go. So I'm now going to fit the hose. See, that feels like quite a lot of airflow. Let's put it on max and find the water lift gauge. Oh. Right, here we go then. AEG Compact 406 water lift test. Ooh, 80. That'll do. Yeah. I mean, even on a low, it's going to pull. Better than a lot of other machines do. And on its economy, which is, you know, where you were encouraged by a clean thing to have it. Oh wow, that is actually only 10 inches of noodle lift or whatever, less than the full max setting. So that's pretty good. That works well. Don't want to leave that there. That is going to slip off. But as I'm starting to realise, what that number says doesn't always mean everything. I mean, we're getting a nice data set out of it for our own purposes. But what really matters is how it feels on the floor. Oh, and yeah, this floor head makes it effortless. It's almost like it is skimmy. But it's lovely to use. We turn it up to max, it does tamp itself down. That's pretty cool. Ooh. But this is where it's going to be quite nice. bird table, go around the bird cage. Oh, very nice. I do hope that motor tidies itself up, but otherwise I reckon this is going to be pretty cool, and it's one of the problem is I've got two machines like this. The other one's got a missing wheel, which I think is in the loft somewhere, but I think it's now broken. So I really just wanted to use a big AEG, and this is about the only one that I've got that we haven't used mildly recently, and I think it's going to be pretty nice. This is an older style of a machine that ran well into the 1990s. So that will be good. Right, so that's the ancient Victorian era plug-in vacuum cleaner sorted. Let's have a look at the Dreame D10, and I went shopping for it. Here we go then, my lovely Dreame D10 given to me by a lovely subscriber. Thank you very much, sir. I hope that our long-term tests of this are enjoyable for you. I don't care about anybody else, frankly. You're all going to enjoy it as well. But we've had this now for quite a while. And, I mean, it's going fine. There's just a few bits that aren't. As you know, every month we clean off the filter. And this isn't a washable filter. This is a papery filter. That do not wash the filter because it will just... Oh my gosh, why are you not focused? Do not wash. It doesn't like being washed. It doesn't like focus. You've got to clean and replace it periodically. And I think that periodic period has periodically arrived. We also have a side brush. And if I lift out this base plate, the brush roll is getting a little bit tatty. It's not bad. It needs a flipping good clean. But it's certainly, you know, it's being used. It's done about 6 months. In a place where, bless them, these things are all designed in China, Asia, the southeast, whatever you want to call it. And I don't think they fully anticipated that it would be used in a Western home. They just, you know, sell them in the West because why not? And yeah, obviously our homes are a bit more busier, a bit bigger, different surfaces, different dirt. And yeah, that is evident with this. I get on quite well with it because it's on the hard floor, basically. If I had actually decent carpet in this place, I don't think it would be that nice, to be honest. I think you would struggle and you'd want to get a machine that, you know, dug into the carpet a bit better. So there we go. We shall clean this out as best as I can be bothered to. Yeah, look, it all goes under here. And all these little rubber flaps get dirty, and it's just a bit fiddly. I guess they intend for you to maintain it and service it every once in a while, which we do. We have done it every month for the past 6 months. So that is why, when I was browsing AliExpress for things various the other week, and we missed a Vacuum Wars video about cheap, awful, disgusting robot vacuum cleaner consumables ringing in my ear, I bought some disgustingly cheap robot vacuum cleaner consumables for a D10S/Plus. Listing covered it all. Immediately, these pads are wrong. They're Velcro pads. My ones for this have a little bar moulded into the end, which has to slide down a plastic thing. But that's fine because, again, I don't really ever use that at all. I have for a laugh and it just smears a damp pad over the floor. It's not fantastic. What I then did, it came with some bags. Did come with 3. One of them's in the Altenic, which I've been trying to play with, but have failed miserably. So yeah, these are probably going to let all of the dust out of them, like they did in Vacuum Wars' video. But, you know, the ones that are in it probably do as well. We have some side brushes. I have every confidence in the world that these are going to be disgusting in very short order, but we have 4, so assuming that that does clip on there quite nicely, it does, we can pop those back in here. I'm not going to fit the bags to the dock yet because the dock still has probably quarter full now bag in it, so that's fine. Inside of this box is a brush roll, but an other style of brush roll, Flappy Bird's brush roll. I think it'll fit. I hope it'll fit. It seems to fit, but I've not actually tried it, you know, with the machine running. So all I can really do is put it in there now. I mean, everything sits in there well, and yeah, we now have a more rubbery brush roll. Then we can turn it back over and open this. And I'm gonna clean and wash that, and we'll keep that brush roll, because again, like the Roomba cheap brush rolls did, I have zero confidence that that bit is going to last for more than a couple of months. What hopefully will last though is some washable strainers, new filters, and yeah, these are a different type of material. You can feel it in there, so that is excellent. And there's two, so I think now, I mean obviously every month so far, we have taken the incoming vacuum and we have cleaned off this filter. Which has always not been too bad, but I've never been happy with it. And yeah, I don't want to go ripping this apart just yet in case these are garbage, but they seem to fit perfectly. Oh, look, here's what I mean. Look, mine gets bits of metal and circlip and stuff all caught up in the little magnet, which I can't show you because it's buried in a corner. There's just tons of crud on there. Get off. Yeah, look, all the bits of wire that come off of my wire wheel and circlips and all sorts. I don't think it's that stuff that the people in the China boardroom fully cared about when they were making this, because again, why the hell would you? I guess I just use this place like a workshop a bit too much, but I do think it holds it open. I do almost wish there wasn't a magnet here at all and it just used gravity and its own suction. But there we go, that's now a bit cleaner, a bit happier. We can take our new filter, if I can get it the right way around, and fit it into the machine. That can go on there. And I think, I mean, I'm going to keep the other filter, but if all goes well, we're just going to sort of wash wear them. So next 12 vacuums in 12 months, we shall fit the other filter. And I shall wash this filter. And I think you're going to be alive. The dock's turned off because it's Sunday and it doesn't go around on a Sunday. But I think that should work. Let me go and wake it up and make it alive again. And we shall empty the Vorwerk, which it desperately wants. Annoyingly, I'm filming on the device that has its app on it, so I can't just like direct it around. So as long as it goes okay. Come on, you can just do some cleaning. That's sending it home. Ah, you need that. Oh, I just want to make sure that the brush roll rolls. It's not at the minute, it's just navigating its way home. Which, I know the brush roll was spinning. I think that's going to be it. You can't make it clean. That'll just turn it off. If I push it, let me tap my phone. It'll freak out, but it should start cleaning. It's not on its dock. It's not going to be happy with that. Come on, just spin your motor up. Turn everything really fast. There we go. Ooh, sounds a bit more meatier. Could be good when I'm on a call. We're using the AEG to lasso it into place. This way. This way. Come on, boy. That's it. It doesn't like this rug. Look, I can show it. It's getting caught up on the edge of the rug. And it'll do that until it forces its way off. I think that's working fine. There's no noises. The brush roll's not getting caught. I think we're going to class that as good. Wonder if it's made any dust on the filter. No, filter is nice and clean. It hasn't really had much dirt. Well, it has picked up a few bits, but we're going to class that as done. I'm not going to make it go around and do a full doodah now. No, it is time to look at the Vorwerk VR100. Another German vacuum. Blimey. We are posh, aren't we? So, this is very, 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 very full. I put my finger in it the other day and stuffed it all down the side so it would do one more clean. And yeah, it does pick up a lot. It's good, but it's just not self-empty, and that is a bit of a pain. But problem is, it cleans like 37 times better than that one does. It's a bit of a dilemma, really. So let us fill this up with some dirt. Oh, cable time. Come. There we go. Oh, flip it upside down. Yeah, and again we can compare. This is the problem with the cheaper machines. It always has been, and I think it always will be, because, well, Neato / their Vorwerk now, I think, patented this front D design, although obviously, I mean, it gets closer up to the front, but this is pretty much a full proper Vorwerk up, like, oh god, vacuum cleaner brush roll. So it does get a lot of crud, although as you can see, it also gets a lot of hair, and yeah, you have to do this every single month, especially when you have a daughter, and this cleans her bedroom. So fine, fair enough, you get it. Go and vacuum off all of this, but yeah, that is the difference, and that is why these are, I mean, as soon as the patents expire on these, and I think Samsung get close, yeah, you can go back to a D-shaped design. I think these are always just going to be only so good, even if they can climb upstairs and flip themselves over and bring you a beer and whatever else. So, thing is, we're actually saying goodbye to this, because we've had it out a couple of months now, and it works really well, and it works really well. I don't know, really, I had the idea of selling it the other day. It's time to play with something that hasn't been out for a year or so now, actually. Again, part of this is just to, you know, while I stalled about not really being bothered to buy the room for a new battery at the minute, we may as well give all of these a run to make sure that their batteries don't destroy themselves. But yeah, we will sell the 300. We shall see. In this box is probably, especially if you want to buy a Neato nowadays, the safest option. This is the Neato XV, or the Vorwerk VR100. Vorwerk, sadly, have done a sneaky and killed all of the connected services for any Neato connected bot vac. Couple of years before they said they would, presumably because they suddenly realised that keeping a code stack going and at least safe does cost a bit of money. So your only real option now is a Vorwerk if you want an app, or an older Neato, literally anything before they became Neato connected, which sadly means that you're going to be stuck with potatoes like this thing here, or any other brand of robot. But again, I can't see Dreame being around forever, and then that's going to become a potato. What needs to happen is things like the Valitudo project need to really crack on now. This machine and its Neato equivalent have been fully reverse engineered, so if you're a home assistant geek like me, you can control it with bloody anything, I think. But again, it's the equivalent of a Hoover Junior, sadly, in terms of your robot vacuum cleaner world. It's just ancient. But I think it's still got its D, it's still got an alright brush on. I remember this not being too bad. And even though this will do a full map and hold everything, my upstairs never changes. I never care about the map. It literally just, it may as well create a new one in its dumb brain every single time it goes around anyway. Right, in here should be its dock. They all need their specific dock, which is a pain because I've got a VR100 that needs its dock, and I think inside of here should be, yep, inside of this generator here is just a laptop power supply, and then you just take out the cable that you need, feed it through the little cable grommet, and then put that all back together. What else we've got in here? What have we got in here? Ah, we got some filters. Oh, it was full of dirt. Who put that away? Oh, there you go. It worked. We're going to clean it out before it starts. Oh, I didn't realise we bought this some garbage as well. Lots of filters. We'll stick a new one of those in. And I think we're going to need those by the looks of it. Because, yeah, I try not to store them with the batteries in. I need to undo the screws and then fiddle the batteries in. Then on this machine, it's actually fairly easy. It's this Molex almost. It's probably from the family of Molex, same as the computer connector. Just plugs in to its plug, which is keyed, and I have it held the wrong way round. There we go. And then, there we go, the battery slots one way only into there. So we shall do this one. And annoyingly, I do think this is, again, the older era of machine. It's going to be completely dead. It will not live until it goes on a charger and charges for a while. So we shall connect some power to it. It actually did come alive and boot very nicely indeed. Although, why is it now? Oh, I do hope. Oh, like I say, I'm trying to remember if there's a fatal problem with this one. Like, sadly, Nitos all suffer for the little micro switch going, and I think my black one does. And it thinks the bin's open. Right, let's clean out this machine before we've even used it. Then we're going to take one of our new filters and fit that. That can clip into there, making sure it's pushed down, and that's it. You want a Nito with a screen nowadays, because then you can actually set the flipping thing. If you've got one of the, screenless Nitos, which that pretty much is, you can't do anything. I wonder if this has still got its schedule. Probably it's upside down. Oh, no, probably. Okay, so yeah, you've got to set its clock, then you can set its schedule. And again, the other one just went around at 10 o'clock every day. So this one will do the same. Can't really show you much though. We shall see how much dirt it can cram into itself. I'm hoping quite a bit more because it'll be dumber, so it won't have as fancier sensors. So I think we're going to kick this out of the way, call that done, and get the Klarpul emptied. Well, first we're going to tap out the Greenote because this is full of breadcrumbs. I pretty much use it to clean the side up after cutting bread. There we go. That's all this needs. Mildly annoyingly, I charge it up from, I always have a power bank on my desk, and I upgraded it the other month to a 140 watt one, although it goes down, obviously, because it'll then power my laptop, but it doesn't communicate with this. This will probably have some awful interpretation of a PD delivery board. I have to go and get a power bank to charge it, and then it will take a charge from it. The other one obviously doesn't quite step itself down enough. This obviously no such issues because it has its own little DC jack, and yeah, everything it's kept itself quite hair free this month, although this doesn't go upstairs that much, and my daughter doesn't really brush her hair downstairs all that much. So this doesn't get too much hair unless I pulled it out of another vacuum, which I do grab this occasionally when I need to do a little clean up, you know. I've just cleaned a little V6 out. We shall get this, because I don't want to get the proper machines out that I should use to clean up messy vacs. No. We'll use a machine that probably wasn't fully designed for it, but does cope quite well. I think I did have the brush roll jam up with a few big clumps of mud the other weekend, but again, I sort of understand that because it wasn't really meant for that. The upright lock is rubbish though, I have to say. The head that Greenote did had a much harsher notch and would hold the machine up. This, it'll park with the weight, but it doesn't actually lock up. So yeah, I don't quite know where they were going with that, but it is good enough. This, I think it's probably now time for a filter wash. That side is still spotless actually. This side is getting a little bit peaky, I have to say, but yeah, everything else isn't bad at all. This, I think I might have vacuumed it off a couple of weeks ago, can't remember now, and then all of the dirt sits in there. Does a decent enough job. And of course to clean, oh wow, yeah, there you go. The problem I do find is that the shroud does shroudy things, but the problem is your Dyson, whatever they are now, V28, 29, will do the same thing. The problem is you can't get to it this easily. And with a few seconds of a damp cloth, which I think I appreciate more nowadays. This thing is now pretty much as it was when it was new. It's not like your Dyson where you empty it and then you use it, and you empty it and then you use it. And in about 12, 13 months, it says the filter's blocked, but you can't get to the dust without fully stripping it apart. As you know, we have videos. I think I'm starting to appreciate machines like this, which, you know, it's not the best machine you could use. I would argue it's possibly not the most deepest cleaning that it could be, but it's comfortable enough. It does pick up all the bits it needs to, and just like that, yeah, it's cleaned, done, and ready for another month of use. I don't think this is charged up enough yet to do anything. Nah. So I think they're going to call it there. My daily driver Klarpul is done. My thrice daily driver, as they sort of end up being. I do this when I've got a few minutes to have a big clean up. When I want to, you know, pause and just enjoy life for half an hour, I shall pull that out. If I'm, you know, I've just dropped something and I've got 10 minutes before team's call, I'll get this out and clean it up. And then annoyingly, more and more nowadays, we're quite busy in my day job project in the UAT phase now. This will come out at 9:30. I'll then get my phone out and go, no, because I'm on a call that started at 9 and goes on until 1 o'clock, and then it doesn't go around either. But it tries its best, and that will go round upstairs. And I think we shall call that good enough. What vacuums are you using for the month of November? Do let me know in the comments down below, and we'll see how well the stuff on this survives in December, and we can work out if it was a good idea or not. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, and I and this stuff will see you soon. Bye bye.